I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich. You get out there, you use your weapons, and you rip Washington apart. You hunt down the billionaires, the bank bosses, the CEOs, the scumbags and the liars, the governors, the lobbyists, the senators, because they're all the same, and you hang them.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is May 7th, 2018. I'm Eric. How's everyone doing? I hope you are well. Alright, so this image you're seeing here on your screen, it comes from this website, www.2045.com manifesto. Of course, it's not manifesto, it's on the main page. So, at this point in what they call the development of our next stage of evolution, it's forced, contrived evolution. Not that evolution has been fully proven anyway. I mean, there are big gaps in the fossil records and so on and so forth. And I try to know as much about, well, everything as possible. Though I am one person and I can't possibly absorb all the information that I go through, I still do my best to study a huge range of topics. So, apparently, they being the super rich, they have this fear of death. A real severe fear of death. Probably one of the primary drivers behind their motivation is their extreme fear of death. As for me, I don't want to be immortal. Would not want to be immortal, and I suppose if I were to die today and they said you could watch your daughter grow up still by doing this, I'd probably do it just to see my daughter grow up and my son. But after they grow up, I would want to be shut off. I know that's fucked up to say, but really, do you really want to bear witness to everything that's to come? Maybe. But whatever shit we go through now, it may not be anything compared to what future generations go through. Hopefully, we can get it out of the way now, and our kids and grandkids can live relatively decent and peaceful lives. But I think that's probably too much to ask. So, the fear of death. The ruling class has such a fear of death that they've thrown billions of dollars into trying to figure out how not to die. Right? And one of the ways that's been proposed is putting your consciousness into a robot. So, here's where we're at in that contrived evolution. 2015 to 2020, and by the way, you can already do this, okay? A robotic copy of a human body remotely controlled via BCI, that's brain connection interface. Okay? And that's done. That's a done deal already, and they're well into an avatar, and by the way, their goal was to have this accomplished between 20 and 25. 2020 and 2025, and it's Avatar B. An avatar in which a human brain is transplanted at the end of one's life. Now that's what that pig research is about, is having the ability to take the human brain and transplant it into an avatar or robot, however you want to look at it. And by the way, this technology, you know, they've gotten it pretty down to where they look pretty human. I mean, it's just a matter of time before they're able to cover these avatar or robots with actual organic skin. Just a matter of time. But the thing is, what causes people to die? It's the your cells stop dividing, and as soon as that happens, you start your descent towards death. So it seemed to me that the most logical route to go is figure out what the mechanism is that makes cells divide, and learn how to induce that artificially. But, you know, having a strong avatar body, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? So Avatar C is supposed to come into fruition between 2030 and 2035. Probably, they're already close to the Avatar B. Pretty close. So I would argue that that date is going to be probably a bit sooner than 2030. Definitely sooner than 2035. Again, we have these individuals that are fearing death. They're billionaires, and they're trying to think of every way possible to extend their lives. And they're so desperate to extend their lives that they inject themselves with child's blood. So that's pretty desperate. Probably that's how Rockefeller lived so long, in spite of his transplants and all that shit, and his health problems, and probably most of the others. Avatar C, 2030 to 2035. An avatar with an artificial brain in which a human personality is transferred at the end of one's life. And, of course, you have Avatar D, 2040 to 2045. It's a hologram-like avatar. That's the goal, is to become a hologram. So the pig research is directly connected to this idea, and there's a company out there, and the name escapes me at the moment, but there's a company out there that they're looking for startup funds. They were linked to MIT, and of course they pulled the funding from MIT, or MIT pulled the funding from this company, the startup, because the procedure that they have working on a patent or have applied for a patent, something like that. Well, it has to kill you to work, and this procedure is where they begin the transfer of abominating fluid into your bloodstream, and of course you die, and they say they are able to already transfer your consciousness. your personality, whatever you want to call it. And, well, I think it's kind of cowardly to fear what is natural. I mean, are they going to transfer the consciousness of every fucking animal on the planet into robot animals? Or, I guess consciousness would not be the right word for that, but you see where I'm getting here. So, this company is a Russian company, and their goal is that avatar. I'm going to do a couple of paragraphs from their little manifesto here. It's an international manifesto of the 2045 Strategic Social Initiative. And I watched their little introduction video here. I will play some of that for you in a moment. But for now, I'm going to do a couple of paragraphs so you understand where these people are coming from. They say, mankind has turned into a consumer society standing at the edge of a total loss of conceptual guidelines necessary to further evolution. The last I knew, if evolution's even a thing, the last I knew, evolution is supposed to take millions of years to occur, for changes to happen, right? So, why are they looking for conceptual guidelines to further evolution? How do you further evolution without time? The majority of people are almost exclusively absorbed, merely maintaining their own comfortable lives. And goddamn, that's true. And that's why, well, that's why we have a lot of the problems we have. It's because people would rather be comfortable than free. I would rather be free than comfortable. I can sleep on the ground. I can sleep on the floor. I can go without food for a good while. I've trained my body to be that way. So, modern civilization, within its space stations, nuclear submarines, iPhones, and segways, cannot save mankind from the limitations in the physical abilities of our bodies, nor from disease and death. So basically, they want to kind of go around nature and be immune to everything that makes you human. Without suffering, how can anyone know what not suffering is? Without some bad, how will anyone understand what good is? They say that they're not satisfied with modern achievements of scientific and technical progress. Well, I have to say, they've come a long, long way. I mean, when I was, I don't know, 20 years old, I didn't think I would be walking around with a little miniature computer that I could obtain any sort of information from. But here it is. I never thought a lot of the stuff that we see today would ever be a thing, but then again, I wasn't thinking about these kinds of things at that time. But they're not satisfied with the scientific achievements and technical progress. So they've created this 2045 International Congress. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just presenting to you the information. Some people might want to live forever, whatever that is. And, why not give people the ability to transfer their consciousness into an avatar or some other vessel? I certainly want another human body, because, well, you get back problems, toothaches, these kinds of things. I would be cool with an avatar body. So check it out. I'm gonna, put it in full screen.
Purge of global change. The speed of data transmission has increased by multiples of millions. The rate of globally significant events and that of discoveries and crises is growing exponentially. Our civilization is like an uncaptained ship, sailing on rough seas with neither chart nor compass, all the while moving faster and faster. The time we have to make the right decisions is shorter and shorter. We are facing the choice to fall into a new dark age, into affliction and degradation.
Let me point out that it doesn't matter how much time that these people have. They never make what is actually the right decision. And I've talked about it over and over again, about the nuclear power plants built where they are, the waste locations built where they are, how they're built, just the overall negligence of thought when it comes to where they build things, what they create, and so on. So I don't think they can be trusted to do this. And that's where I'm going to go with this.
Or to find a new model for human development and create not simply a new civilization, but a new mankind. Historic crises show that to break the deadlock, we need technological revolution. It is clear that today's revolution will also require the deepest social transformation. The world's community and leaders should encourage mankind.
And what do they mean by that? Social transformation. Because I'm pretty sure that there's not going to be a whole lot of work involved in getting people on board of doing this. Not a lot of work at all. Of course, they won't start doing this for common folk until after they've done their purge.
Instead of wasting resources on solving momentary problems, to focus on the technologies of the future: nanotechnology, biotechnology, information technology, cognitive technology, genetics and robotics. Doing so will allow us to find new sources of energy, create fundamentally new architecture and transportation, allow unprecedented developments of human cognitive abilities, refine artificial intelligences and brain-computer interfaces, simulate complex systems, create humanoid robots and cyborgs, and with the help of nanorobots, we may develop manageable matter. Find ways to transfer one's personality to an artificial carrier. Yet what we need is not just another technological revolution, but a new civilizational paradigm. We need new philosophy and ideology, new ethics, new culture and new psychology, and even new...
See, that's it right there. New ethics. New ethics. Without that, without new ethics, Russia, China, the United States, Great Britain, all these places, they can't be trusted. The giant tech corporations, they can't be trusted to handle something so precious as the human soul. Right now, as it stands, they can't be trusted. And you know that. You know I'm right. You know that these people can't be trusted. You know they backstab the population every fucking chance they get. Every chance. Look at the NDAA, Patriot Act, the increasingly tyrannical gun laws. And by the way, there was a young black lady arrested in Detroit. She had a legal firearm. She had the concealed carry permit. She did all the things that the government required of her, and she's still going to fucking jail. Or still went to jail and doing 2 years, mandatory minimum. So, and that's exactly why they can't be trusted. Then you have all these bugs that the CIA has spread through our technology, viruses and Trojan horses and all kinds of shit. Keystroke loggers, you name it. So, if they can't be trusted with IT technology like computers and our telecommunications, how can we trust them to transfer our souls from our dying vessel to a new one? If they understood what I do, they wouldn't fear dying. When you die, it's only your physical body. The rest of you is energy. Energy is infinite. So, why be afraid? It took me a while to understand that, and when I was young, I was afraid of pain. I was afraid of getting hurt. But after taking a few good beatings, I realized that it goes away. It's temporary, and I'll get over it. And so will you. You have to possess the ability to be violent. You have to possess the ability to be kind. You have to possess the ability to maintain balance. Without that, go fucking nuts. Go fucking nuts living in this world. But what do you think? Do you think these people can be trusted to handle the souls of human beings? And do you think a human being even has a soul? It's funny, we've become exactly what the Sumerians said the Anunnaki were. Everything. That's where the whole one world ruler comes from. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that we take for granted today is the Sumerians are responsible for. They are the originators, or as they like to claim, their gods are. Is it true? Well, it seems logical to me. If you don't think so, tell me why. That theory has a lot less holes in it than the theory of evolution. As far as I'm concerned. So, anyway, I thought I would share this with you because I shared the pig head thing with you, and this is kind of a continuance of that. It's kind of connected. And again, there's companies out there trying to get funding to be able, supposedly, to transfer your soul from your body into something else. Anyway, oh, by the way, they want to make it so you can choose what you will be. If you want to be a chicken, you can be a chicken. You want to be a fucking raven, you can be a raven. You want to be whatever. It'll be doable. That's the ultimate goal. I know. Fucking strange. Who would want to live as a dog or some other animal, considering the extreme cruelty humans seem to inflict on them? Anyway, hope you all have a good day. Kill the state, live free.